Thanks for tuning in again, folks. It's Angelo Lambropoulos, Director of Lambros Realty, and today I'm going to go through the September 2020 Cherrybrook property market update. So I'll get straight into it. For September this month, there were 5 registered home sales. The median price amongst those home sales sitting at $1,560,000, and the highest sale sitting at 1.9, average days on market at 41. Now, if we compare this to September 2019, there were 13 registered home sales, a median of 1,515,000, highest sale of 1,828,000, and you'll notice that the average days on market there were sitting at 16, significantly lower. So basically, in a nutshell, the median price is up 12% from this time last month and up 3% from September last year. So you're probably sitting there thinking, how in the world does it go up 12% from last month? I think, as I touched on last month, you would have noticed that there was the Tangara school cluster, which unfortunately had a negative effect in amongst Cherrybrook, and it was an impact, something that was severe, something that was never seen before. So the shops around here were quiet. A lot of buyers had withered away. A lot of sellers were very standoffish, unsure of what was going on. A lot of panic in amongst the community there. So, essentially that, I dare say, was the reasoning as to why we've seen that massive spike back up again. So broadly speaking, what this does show, however, is that the residents of Cherrybrook, there isn't that need to sell. They haven't been crippled by the coronavirus. Unfortunately, there are other suburbs out there that have, so they can sit there, wait. Days on market have obviously increased as a result, but there isn't this need to sell. So a lot of the buyers are just sitting out there waiting for options, waiting, which have been doing so for quite a while. It doesn't seem to be the case. And for the homeowners out there, there is no need to sell. And in markets such as this, where there's a lot of uncertainty and things are rather fickle, if you can play it safe, why wouldn't you? So that's where that sits at the moment. So as of today, I'm filming the video as of Friday the 2nd of October. There's 20 homes currently listed for sale in Cherrybrook, which is still well below the suburb average of 25 to 30. So again, basic economics here: when supply is low, demand is high, it's going to warrant a strong sale price, right? So, and this is why you'll notice that the median price is still quite resilient despite everything that's going on. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention just quickly as well, so I'm just going through my notes here, which I didn't mention in past videos, but I have had a few of you come up and ask what's going on with Castle Towers, because the development seems to have ceased. And yes, so what's happened, so Queensland Investment Corporation, the company obviously responsible for Castle Towers there, they've withdrawn their proposal to develop. Not withdrawn, they've stopped the development. The reason they've stopped that is because they've been heavily impacted as the result of COVID. Retail sector is struggling. So now, I dare say, and from what I've heard, there's going to be a resubmission to the local council there to obviously, with the development, not go as large, to obviously keep it smaller scale. So that's what's happened to the $1 billion investment, the upgrade at Castle Towers. So just a bit of clarity on that for you. Now, which sort of feeds off to the next thing I'm going to mention. You would have noticed, a lot of you, I've got a petition going around in relation to the apartments that have been proposed, the 8-story apartments around Cherrybrook, where the station is. Now, it's not, just to be clear on it, it's not an anti-development petition as such. It's a petition designed to ask questions that need to be asked in order for such a proposal to go forward. If those questions can't be asked, can't be fixed, or there's no logical answer, then there is no logical reason as to why the development should go forward. And I say that as well. I mean, every report you read, and if you look at it statistically, at the moment, the non-resident buyers that were buying in Australia, and a lot of the investors that were buying in Australia, that were coming in and looking to buy apartments, obviously from a low maintenance perspective, they're it's no longer at the cyclical point has dropped its highest peak, right? But at the moment, we're still pressing to build more apartments. And you've got, government incentives for first home buyers that are geared towards, the low density residential, and it's a favored choice in amongst the buying demographic there. So apartments no longer being the point of entry of choice. So this is where the petition is put together to raise those questions and to understand, well, as much as I love Cherrybrook, and those of you buying in Cherrybrook and live in Cherrybrook, as you know, there is no real infrastructure to support such a development when you've got neighbouring suburbs such as Castle Hill, and especially now the problems that Castle Tower Shopping Centre is facing, and they've got their problems with their apartments there. Perhaps it would be a sound idea to look at fixing those issues first before you start putting apartments in Cherrybrook, which, the way it's going is inevitably going to fail. So, yeah, just a bit of info on that. So with the petition now, I'm going to put the link. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'll just ramble on as I do mostly. But I'll put the link to the comments, so the link to the petition in the comments section of this YouTube video I've put together. And you can obviously have a look and in finer detail, see all the updates that are there. At present, we've got about 516 signatures and some fantastic feedback that's come in. So, if your Landcom or, any one of the stakeholders watching this, I strongly recommend, monitoring and keeping a close eye on the petition, as I've advised you to do so, because that feedback will only benefit you guys. So, again, thanks for watching. Angelo Lambropoulos, Director of Lambros Realty. If any of you have any questions, anything I may have missed, which I generally may have covered, by all means, actually just came to thought now. The rental market, what's happening with the rental market? Rental market is moving quite strong. Literally the moment we're putting something up for lease in the Cherrybrook technology catchment is getting leased like that, and I'm not over exaggerating. It's moving quite well. And naturally this is the case. I mean, rental markets are rarely affected in this suburb, no matter what's happening. It's all to get into the Cherrybrook Technology High School, generally speaking. So yeah, if you have any questions on that or anything else surrounding what I've discussed, again, you're welcome to call me. Office at Apple Tree Shops, Cherrybrook. Call the office 0294810999 or shoot me an email at info@lambrosrealty.com.au. Thanks for watching, and I hope I've covered everything. See you next month.